2024 was a great year for makeup, and I was able to collect a few new favorites along the way. I feel like this was a year where my makeup style and preference changed a lot. If you know, you know. Hashtag deep winter. I have a lot of new products, or a lot of different products that I've had in the past that I have really fallen in love with this year and have transformed my makeup look, my makeup style, everything. So I'm very excited to share them with you. So enough rambling, let's talk 2024 beauty favorites. The first product that I have is an actual foundation, and I don't think I've had like a foundation favorite in a really long time. It is the About Face, the Performer Skin Focused Foundation. I have the shade L2 Olive. It is a little bit too deep for me right now, but the undertone is perfect for my neutrally olive skin. I tend to be a little green and yellow, so this is like the perfect shade for me. This is, I think, a $22 foundation. There is a lot in here, or at least looks like it's a lot. 1.8 fluid ounces, so I think it's pretty average, right? I'm not entirely sure, but this is such a great foundation if you want something that is medium coverage and that looks like skin. I'm not a big foundation girl. For my day-to-day, I usually wear like a tinted moisturizer or, you know, a skin tint, something super light. And I've talked about my favorites in the past. They are still favorites. I still use them. So I wanted to feature something different. And this year I discovered this, and mwah, chef's kiss, beautiful. I'm wearing it today and it just looks so natural while giving me the coverage that I need. It doesn't cling onto dry patches. It looks very beautiful in the mirror, in pictures, and video. So it's a really great foundation. Great ingredients, great price. If you like more natural looking makeup and you don't want to spend more than $30 on a foundation, this is really good. If I had to pick just one product that was my favorite of the entire year, it would be the House Labs Triclone Concealer. This concealer I discovered late in the year last year. I think I got it for the VIB sale last November. Have not been able to put it down since. I have traveled with this everywhere. I use it at least 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how much makeup I'm wearing. It is the best concealer that I've tried in a long time. I didn't purchase any other concealers this year, I don't think. It is unreal. It has beautiful coverage. You can build it up to a fuller coverage. I usually like to stick to more medium coverage. I don't mind it. So I don't use a ton of this. I have more combo skin. It's more normal to combo depending on the weather. It's not super dry. I know some people with dry skin don't like this, but to me it's perfect. It's not super heavy under the eyes. It covers my blemishes very well. Everything about it is just so gorgeous. It's a little bit more creamy, so you would think it wouldn't work. I prefer usually more lighter weight products, but something about this works. I am telling you, one of the only concealers I reached for this year, and I don't have the urge to go out and buy any other concealer at the moment because this is so incredible. It's incredible. It's expensive, but it's incredible. I've used it a lot. I still have a lot in here, so a little bit really does go a long way. It's an investment, but it's probably the best investment you're ever gonna make because this concealer is just perfect. The only bronzy product that made it to the favorites this year is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have the shade Light Medium. If you know me and if you've been here for a while, you know I've been talking about this a lot even before I ever purchased it because I knew it was gonna be a product that I was gonna really fall in love with. It is a sheer, like, balmy bronzing product, and it is right up my alley. I really love me like a sheer bronzer, and this year I strayed away from a lot of like bronzers and like warmer products on my skin because I did my color analysis and that is not exactly what suits me. But this is just that perfect, like, it's a little bit more blue based on me. It doesn't look super cool tone because my skin works to warm it up a little bit. So it's kind of like my perfect everyday bronzer. I use it all the time. It's very natural. It's very sheer. You can build it up a little bit, but it's always gonna be sheer. If you don't like a sheer bronzer, then this is probably not for you, but it is for me. It is so easy to use. So natural. You can use it everywhere. It's just a perfect product, and it is one of the only like bronzer products that I reached for this year, and I have zero regrets. Again, pretty expensive, but it's perfection. I do have a lot of blushes though. Like blushes, I really did a lot of blush discovery this year. I'm very happy about that, and I want to talk about them. The first blush, not necessarily a blush that suits me the best, but I freaking fell in love with it when I started using it. The Jillian Dempsey Cheek Tint in the shade Sunny. Look at this. You can use this on your cheeks and on your lips. This is very like burnt peach orange. These shades don't necessarily suit me. I suit more of like a pinky undertone, not super peachy, but when I saw this, I could not resist, and I did use it a lot toward the beginning of the year when I got this. First of all, It smells like Malibu Barbie. I think I already featured this in a favorites this year because it is such a good product. It's also very tiny. Like I have really, really small hands and this is very tiny, so it's travel friendly. It's so easy to use on your eyes, cheeks, lips, and it just gives you that perfect like burnt look to your cheeks. It is a gorgeous formula. Again, pretty expensive, but I have found that it's unique. You know, it's a unique shade. I don't really have any other shades like this in my collection. And because it is more of like a hard waxy formula, not a lot of people are gonna like that, but it does last a long time. And obviously you can build it up to the intensity that you desire. For me, it's just like that perfect like sun kiss. I was just at the beach look. Beautiful, love it. And it's so cute, right? It's like very tiny and small and beautiful. Now let's move on to blushes that actually suit my skin perfectly. The first one is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Blush. This has an extremely long name. This is in the shade Rosé and Brunch. This is like a rosy pink blush and it suits me perfectly. It's a blurry formula, so it looks a little bit more matte on the cheeks, which is something that I absolutely love. It is quite long wearing compared to other like cream formulas because this is more like a cream to powder. So I love that it is more long wearing and it blurs my skin. It really perfects it. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. I usually would never go for a shade like this before, but now that I know these shades really suit me, I reach for them a lot, and it is a beautiful, beautiful product. As I said, long lasting, it's expensive, but this is huge. It gets huge and you don't need a lot to get that color payoff, so I know I'm gonna be using this for a really, really long time. I like to play with it, and it's so easy to use, it's so easy to blend, it blurs perfectly. It's a very unique formula, and I've just been enjoying it so much this year. Really, really beautiful. If you're looking for an expensive blush, or if you've been eyeing these, I would say go for it. Toward the end of this year, I have been really wanting to get back into powder products because I love me like a good powder cheek product, you know? They're amazing. I've been doing the whole cream thing for a really long time. It was time to switch it up. The only powder blush that I was really, really into this year was the Inglot Freedom System Luscious Cheek Face Blush in the shade 127. I don't know if they make this anymore, but I have found like a dupe, so I'll leave that linked down below, as with everything else. But this is like a mauvey, like deep mauve. And I would have, like, to be honest with you, I did not, when I purchased this, it wasn't for me. It was for my sister and she didn't want it. So I just ended up keeping it and I never really used it until I did my color analysis series. And look at that. It's the perfect, like, mauvey toned down pink for my deep winter complexion. It's incredible. It does the most for me. It looks very drab, but on my cheeks, it looks fantastic. So if you're a deep winter, a color like this would suit you perfectly. And it is a very like finely milled powder. You can really play with it. I like to layer this. I like to wear it on its own, and it is pretty long lasting. It's very easy to build up if you want more of an intense look, and it's perfect to just take in your Z palette. I have some other blushes here, but this is the one that I really use all the freaking time. It is so good. Inglot is an underrated brand. They have a lot of beautiful things, especially that blush. For me, it was a winner this year. I'm wearing it today. Another one of my favorite discoveries of the year, like if I had to mainly pick two favorites this year, it would be the concealer and then this, another Danessa Myricks product. This is the Color Fix Matte Waterproof Matte Liquid Pigment in the shade Exposed. Now this is apparently a taupe shade. That's what it's marketed as. As you can see, like on my skin, this does not look very taupe. It looks a little bit more purpley mauve. I don't know if that's just mine or if they are all like that, but this is perfect. It is kind of a blush. I do use it as a blush, but I have used it as an eye product, as a lip product, so it's very versatile. It's a pigment, so you can really use it for anything. They have so many colors, but this color specifically suits me perfectly. It is a perfect product to travel with. I've traveled with it a lot. It can be a little bit tricky to kind of get the hang of the formula, but once you do, it's perfect. You do not need a lot of product. A little bit goes a really, really long way, so it's a perfect bang for your buck. Again, really tiny product, but versatile. I'm a fan of this, okay? And if you haven't explored a product like this, I think you should, because it's amazing and not a lot of people talk about these. Not a lot of people kind of find uses for it, but let me tell you, it's fantastic. And then lastly, to round up the cheek products, I couldn't not mention my Bubble and Rudy Berry Freckled Pen. As a freckle lover, this has made my life so much easier. This is a new packaging. I bought the first round of this and my cap broke and it was a disaster because the cap was very flimsy. So I just repurchased it. They made the packaging better and this is literally a freckle pen, okay? You can use it to do freckles on your skin and it is the easiest like freckle pen that I've ever used. I like my Freck product, but this is just a lot more versatile and easy to use. You can use it as a lip liner. You can even use this as an eyeliner if you wanted. I mainly use it to just draw my freckles in. It makes them look the most natural, and it is just the easiest product. No fuzz. As I said, the packaging failed me before, but this time around we're all good. I think they improved on that. I really enjoyed this product. I know a lot of people really enjoyed this product, and if you're looking for something to give you like those faux freckles that look super natural and you haven't found the product yet, this is it, my friend. It has made my life so much easier this year. I love freckles, but I don't naturally have them, and I do not want to like damage my skin in the sun, you know what I mean? So this is a perfect product for me. Now for brow products, again, I have quite a few actually. I don't usually fuzz that much with my brows, but apparently this year I experimented a little bit. Firstly, with the Kosas Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil, I have the shade Dark Brown. Really love this. I've had it for a long time and I always just thought it was good, but for some reason I've been really into my brow pencil era at the moment. This comes with a spoolie, and then on the other end you have like the product. I'm almost out of it. I literally just have this little bit left, and it is so nice for me and my specific brow shape because it makes it easier to fill everything in. Some people really like to do like hair by hair, but whenever I want to use a pencil, I want to use it for convenience. I don't want it to be as precise, but this looks natural enough and it blends very, very easily. So I really love it. It's perfect for like every day if I don't want to fuss with my brows, and it lasts a long time. This isn't super waxy or super soft. It's like the perfect in between. For the longest of time, this was just okay for me, but this year it really became a favorite and I've been using it so much that I will probably end up repurchasing it at some point. The other brow filling product is the Maybelline Build Up Brow in the shade Ash Brown. This is a brow pen. It also has a brow gel in the other end. If you've been here for a while, you probably already guessed that this would be in here because I featured it a lot. I really love it. I have tried a lot of brow pens out there and this is one of the best ones yet. It was my favorite this year and it is the best one at the drugstore, I think. It has this super fine tip. It is a brush tip, not a felt tip, which I do prefer. And it is so easy to use. It's very easy to clean up if you mess up. And it's just that, gives you that perfect feathery, fluffy brow look if you obviously know how to use it. But this is a very easy product to learn how to use. It's not intimidating at all. I have other brow pens in my collection that I like, but this is the best color match, and I feel like just the easiest one, especially because of the price. I think it is a great product to try out. I even like the gel. It's not the greatest brow gel in the world, but it is very convenient, especially if you're traveling and you don't want to bring a lot of product. It just will tame your brows. It will not do anything crazy, but it will just, keep them in place. If you need a lot more, then probably you should ignore this part, but for the price, I still think you should get it just for the brow pen. Every nice thing I could think about, I would say it about this product. And then the only repeat product from last year, I think, is the Rare Beauty Lifting Gel, Flexible Lifting Gel. This again has a really long name that I can never remember. This is the best brow gel that I tried since I bought it. Honestly, I bought the dupe, the Maybelline dupe, and then I bought a few other brow gels this year, like a few months ago. I have been using this for most of the year though, and it's incredible. Nothing beats it yet. It's so nice. It's not super crunchy, but it does keep your brows in place. So if you have stubborn brows, this is perfect. If you want that super laminated look, this will give it to you. If you just want something that's fluffy, like I cannot get a super laminated look. My brows do not suit that, and I personally don't like it, but it still gives me that fluffy, feathery brow look that I enjoy a lot. And it's very easy to use. It does not give me dandruffy eyebrows, as I say here, or like a white cast on my brows. I find that if you use it before applying all your makeup, it minimizes the chances of giving you a white cast, but sometimes like today, I do use it after applying my base and it's not as bad as it would be if I was wearing some other brow gels that I owned. So this is perfect. For me, a little goes a long way. It obviously depends on how much you need, but I've had this for a year and I haven't had to repurchase it yet, and I have used it quite a ton. So it's perfect, it's beautiful, and the price is not bad at all. It does deserve to be a favorite for the second year in a row. Now for me, 2024 was the year of eyeliners. For the longest of time, I really didn't pay attention to like pencil liners or kohl liners. They were not very relevant. I have been an eyeshadow girly for most of my makeup career. This year really did tone it down on eyeshadows. I feel like for the past few years, I've really toned it down, but this year year, it was mainly an eyeliner year. Okay, 2024 was a year of eyeliners, and I have 3 to share. The first one being the Jillian Dempsey Kohl eyeliner in the shade Deep Burgundy. This isn't burgundy in my opinion. It's more like a plummy purple, but it is fabulous. Again, I am a deep winter. Colors like this suit me, and it has really become like a staple. It's so easy to use, and it brings out my eyes because they're brown. It just does the most for me. Even though it's a color, it's still neutral enough that I can get away with wearing it every single day, no problem. It is such a gorgeous product. Very easy to blend with this side. I do use this little sponge here sometimes, or I will use my finger or a brush, but you can really diffuse this. You can make it very intense. You can even use it as an eyeshadow. It is just that perfect versatile product if you want to do a lot with it. You can also apply it to your waterline and your tight line, and this is one of those products that is gonna give you that like very smoky look very easily because it is more of a kohl liner. It doesn't really set. But I really like the look that it gives me. I'm wearing it today, and it just emphasizes my features very, very beautifully. It brightens my eyes, and it is just a great shade and product, and it does the most for me, so it's a favorite. Now, if I'm looking for eyeliners that are going to last and I want something that's a little bit more sharp, the Can Make Creamy Touch liners that I bought while I was in Japan a few months ago, mwah, perfection. They're super tiny, super small, so they're super precise. If you have small eyes, I feel like something like this would make your life so much easier. I do have pretty smallish eyes, but I love these on my waterline. They last all day long. Truly, they're very waterproof. Once you apply them, you can play with them a tiny bit, like really blend out quickly, and then they're gonna be set for the day and they're gonna last a long time. I do love doing my faux wings, and these are perfect for that because they are always gonna give me the most precise look because the tips are so fine, like, and it gives me the best look. It doesn't transfer at all. If you have oily lids, something like this would be beautiful. But yeah, these are just super precise, super creamy, but they're super long lasting. Also, they were very inexpensive. I believe you could probably get these on Stylevana, Yes Style, or even Amazon, or maybe if you have like a local Japanese beauty store, because these are very popular. I will need to repurchase them at some point because I feel like these are going to be in my collection for a really long time. They're beautiful, and they have so many other shades too. I just thought black and brown were the perfect like everyday shades that I can do the most with, you know? And then for mascara, again, this was hard for me. I didn't really experiment. Like, I did experiment with a lot of mascaras this year, but I didn't find something that was like, wow, or so I thought, because then I rediscovered my Refi Lash Sculpt Mascara. This is in the shade black. I don't know if they have another shade, but this went super viral, obviously, because of the wand. It is a very controversial mascara, but I personally loved it for an everyday look. It gives me the perfect curl to my lashes. Honestly, it's beautiful. It is a little tricky. There is a slight learning curve there, and it's not the best for lower lashes, I will say that, but on the daily, I don't really do much for my lower lashes. Like, most of the time I leave them bare, so this is just perfect for me. If I curl my lashes and then I do a coat or two of these, oh my god, they're curled all day long. So it doesn't give me a lot of volume, it gives me more length and makes my eyes appear bigger and brighter. It does not smudge at all. It is a little bit more waxy, so it can be harder to remove at the end of the day, but I, personally don't mind. I haven't had any like extreme problems when removing this. It is just so good for an everyday look. Like, I do love my more intense mascaras, but I don't use my more intense mascaras every single day. Something like this though, I will reach for every single day I'm doing my makeup because I do enjoy more of a natural look. So it's just gorgeous and perfect. And I really do enjoy it. I know it's not for everyone, but for me, this was a standout product this year. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about some lip products, starting off with a lip liner that I discovered this year that I fell in love with. I still love my NYX lip liner, obviously. I just didn't want to repeat it again this year because there's another lip liner that entered the rotation, and this is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Wherever Walnut. You guys know I love Endless Cacao as well. I already am such a huge fan of this formula. They came out with a long wearing version of this as well, which I haven't tried, but I really enjoy this one because you can apply it to your lips, to your cheeks, to your eyes. It's very versatile. I don't know if the other one is, but for the most part, I just use it on my lips, and it is my perfect pink, like deeper pink shade that isn't too warm. It doesn't pull warm on me, and it works with more of my cooler toned lip products. I absolutely love this formula. Absolutely love the shade. It just gives me that like little bit of depth, little bit of contour without being too cool or too warm. It's just my perfect nude. Whenever I want something that's a little more subtle, I will go for this one. It is deeper than my lips, so you can tell that I'm wearing a lip liner, but it isn't too contoury, if you know what I mean. So it looks a lot more natural. I love it. Love the formula. Goes with everything. Mwah. This is a popular product for a reason. I know everyone knows this, but I just discovered it this year, okay? Now, let's talk about a tinted lip balm that I haven't talked about before. Still love, okay? Still obsessed with my Naturium Phyto Glow lip balms, but so as to not be repetitive, today I want to talk about the Edam Le Chouchou Lip Softening Balm. This was sent to me a while back, and I had the shade Fig Sauce, and it is, first of all, it's gorgeous. Like, such a luxe experience, such a luxe packaging. I really love the scent. I don't know if the scent is fig or something else, but it smells really good. And this gives me that perfect, like, muted tint to my lips. I could really build it up if I wanted to, but for the most part, for my everyday, it gives me that muted, like, berry tint. And it really, really hydrates my lips. It is unreal. It is very hydrating, but it isn't super glossy or goopy. It is a little more subtle. It's more balmy, but it won't go anywhere. It's just that perfect, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the shade is perfect for me. It works with my undertones very well, and it isn't uncomfortable on my lips. It is very, very hydrating. It gives you the perfect amount of gloss so as not to be goopy. And they have a lot of shades that would suit everyone differently. And they also have a clear shade if you just want a clear, but it is unreal. Such a beautiful product. And it does leave my lips feeling pillowy, plush, soft, which is exactly what I want from a lip balm. I keep this on my purse every single day of my life. It is my purse balm, and I have no regrets. It's unreal. I love it. Now, let's talk about a lipstick this year. Definitely strayed from my lip products that I already own because a lot of them are peachy, which I love, but peach doesn't really suit me. So I discovered the Queen Musia Matte Cream Lipstick in the shade Becky Sharp. This is more of a mauvey pink shade, and this formula is gorgeous. It's a perfect lip formula if you like clean beauty because it doesn't contain a lot of unwanted ingredients, but it still gives you that payoff. It's a very soft matte. It's not super drying. So yes to that. I love that. And the color payoff is so intense right from the get-go. You do not need to layer this a lot. One swipe will probably be enough for you, and it is very long lasting. It is very comfortable. I also love the packaging. I don't hear a lot of people talk about Queen Musia. They did reach out to me and gift this to me, but honestly, I would buy it with my own money because the formula is so luxe and the shade works very beautifully for me as a deep winter. They have a few other shades as well if you're more into warm tones or, you know, a little bit deeper tones. So there is something for everyone, but this is just the shade for me. It's gorgeous. And I did reach for this one a lot because I don't own any other like cooler toned lip products. And this is just cool tone enough to give me my perfect shade without being too gray. So it's gorgeous. I friggin' love it. My last product is another lip product, and it is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. I have mine in the shade My Straw Booty, and as you can see, I've used this quite a bit. Really, really fell in love with this when I first bought it. I know a lot of people love this product. They have like the more glossy ones, and then they have creamy ones, and they're a viral product for a reason. Like, this formula is great. It is pretty goopy and very, very glossy. It's heavy, so if you don't like heavy, you're probably not gonna like this, but I don't mind it because it gives me the perfect like shine on my lips. It also smells gorgeous, like Fruity Pebbles. It smells unreal. It is perfect to wear on top of other products, but I also love to wear it on its own. It's a little bit more sheer and it looks gorgeous. I like to pair it with that lip liner. At some point, it was like my go-to lip combo. It is very inexpensive. There's a lot of shades and finishes to choose from. So it's one of those products that I wish I could buy more of. I know I don't need more, but it's such a good product from the drugstore that I just, you know, maybe I'll buy a creamy one next and use it as like my nude. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities here, but this one was definitely a favorite. I love it. I love the scent. I love how it makes my lips look. And it also nourishes them. Like, I know there are glosses that are very goopy and they do nothing. This is goopy, but it really softens my lips. So I don't mind the goopiness if it's gonna give me very luscious, beautiful lips. I know you all love this already. I love it too. And that officially wraps up my makeup favorites of 2024. Honestly, what is time? It has gone by so quickly, but yeah, that's everything I have for makeup. If you guys are curious about my skincare, hair care, and body care favorites, that's coming in another video right after this one. Maybe not right after, but you know. The next video after this one will be that, so stay tuned if you're a lover of all things skincare, body care, hair care. I just thought it would be easier for you to watch it in 2 separate videos instead of doing like an hour-long favorites. But for now, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful. I love watching favorites videos, so I hope you do too. Thank you guys so much for spending 2024 with me. I have loved doing this beside you, and I hope I get to do this more. I hope we get to hang out for years to come. So thank you truly. I hope you have a very beautiful end of your year. I hope you get to spend a lot of time with your family and your friends and recharge. And I hope we get to hang out like this soon. I love you, and I hope to see you right here for my next one. Bye. Mwah.